Hi, I'm Ben Schachter, host of Signature Tube, a service of the Signature Real Estate Companies. Today, I'm joined by well-known general contractor Gary Slossberg of National Home Building and Remodeling Corp. Welcome, Gary. So happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
How is everything?
Everything is great, thank you.
Good, good. Gary, you're a general contractor. You work in the construction trades. You have for many, many years. Tell us about yourself and what you do.
Well, our company is not new to the business, certainly. We came down here from Connecticut back in 1975. We've been in business for 42 years, and we generally build and remodel residences and commercial space.
Fantastic. Now, the residential and commercial space, do you focus more on single family or on condos or a mix of the two?
I would say probably more residential single family, but the community is growing so quickly and multifamily has popped up everywhere, and we're still working with a lot of customers on multifamily residences as well. So I'd say it's a pretty good mixture.
In construction, a lot of people in South Florida are attracted to what we call handymen, folks that are not licensed, not insured.
Right.
They don't have the proper credentials. Tell us a little bit about your credentials and why someone who wants to hire someone to do construction is better off using a professional like yourself versus what we call the handyman.
You know, you've hit on a real sore subject for most licensed general contractors. I've never really been able to understand why people will go out and hire unlicensed, uninsured contractors who call themselves, I don't know, glorified builder or what have you, remodeler. It is so important to hire a licensed Florida contractor. First of all, they're trained better. Second of all, they're licensed by the state and they have more responsibility and they have more to lose. The fact that they're insured obviously is a safety factor for the client. If something goes wrong, if there's a problem, I would always and only hire licensed people. In fact, our subcontractors that we use, they're all obviously licensed and insured. So you get a professional job when you hire us.
Let's talk about that, the subcontractors, because sometimes folks don't understand that. I know that if I hire you to build my house, Gary Slossberg himself is not going to be on the roof of my home with a hammer and nail banging out the nails and the screws and laying down the roof tiles. Explain to me how working with you, I know that roof's being done properly. Explain
Sure.
to me how I should feel more comfortable or not working with you, knowing the people on the roof are getting the job done right.
So, in one respect, you are correct. In one respect, maybe not so much. You would see me on your roof, actually, because I supervise all my jobs, and I'm a very hands-on guy, even after building and remodeling close to 2,000 homes. The importance of hiring a licensed subcontractor, licensed and insured subcontractor, is only part of the equation. If I hire a roofing contractor, and I hired that roofing contractor, or I subcontract to them because I think they're great, their professionalism is wonderful. They're only as good as the crew they send out that day, so supervision is key. And a general contractor, for the most part, is a construction manager. Yes, we have some in-house people, but mostly we subcontract everything out. And it is absolutely vital to make sure that the subcontractors that we are providing you for your own home would be the same subcontractors that I would want working on my own.
I suppose one of the other benefits of working with you is I don't have to negotiate separate arrangements with the roofing company or the flooring company or the painting company. Do you handle that for me once I hire you as my general contractor?
That is why most people who hire general contractors hire me. The answer is yes. It is my responsibility. The buck stops with me. You're only as good as your weakest link, and this is why general contractors should be hired to begin with, is because most people, probably like yourself, do not want to wait for the contractor to show up. They don't want to micromanage the job. They want to go and do what they do and come back home and find that things are in order, things are clean, there's some organization going on, and the job is being done properly. So, yeah, they hire us because we take care of all those issues for you.
When I work with a general contractor like yourself, and you put a proposal together and you bid on a job for me,
Yes.
whether it's a new kitchen, a new addition to my home, or a new construction home build, and we sign a contract and I commit to pay you a certain amount of money and you commit to deliver me a product. If I do not make any change orders, or if
Right.
I do not make any modifications to the plan, do you deliver me what I've asked for within the budget, or is there any risk, understanding I'm not going to have any changes, is there any risk you're going to come back to me, like we've heard some people held hostage during construction situations, and you're going to say, oh, I miscalculated, I need another $10,000 or $20,000. Do you follow through on your construction contracts?
100%. In fact, we do better than that. I don't know too many clients that don't make changes, but changes don't always mean additional funds being needed. For example, if you don't want crown molding in this room anymore and that was priced out, but you want crown molding in that room, there may not be any additional cost. But where we go above and beyond, there's something I call added value. And added value is the added value that you get from hiring National Home Building and Remodeling Corp. So in other words, we always go above and beyond to make sure that our client is happy. So there shouldn't be any additional fees if there's no changes.
Okay, great.
I would never come back to you and say, I'm sorry, I miscalculated. Maybe others have, but in the 42 years that we've been in business, I can't imagine us being in business that long if we were doing something like that.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your company goes, it's family owned and operated. I understand
Right.
it's been a family business for a long time.
Yes.
As far as key positions within your company, do you just go out and bid jobs? Or are you actually up there, like you mentioned, on the roof checking on the jobs?
Right.
What role do you fill in the company? Is there any other key people in the company as well that we should get to know at National Home Building?
There are key people in our company, but they stem from superintendents to office management and things like that. But besides being in business for as long as we have and successfully, thank God, one of the benefits and one of the rarities, in my opinion, when you hire our company is that I will go out and make sure that my client sees me managing and supervising and getting involved with the subcontractors and getting involved with them in some of their color selections and their plumbing or electrical selections. I'm a very hands-on guy, and I think that makes a big difference. I am not someone who would go out, for example, sell a job or bid a job out, get you to sign the contract, and then you don't see Gary anymore. I know why people hire National Home Building. Clearly the longevity and the safety and knowing that we're not going away anytime soon, but I think they're also hiring me. And for that reason, I think being visible is very, very important.
You've given us a lot of great points about those areas that make National Home Building and Gary Slossberg special. Is there any particular aspect of your business that you really think separates you from the competition? Granted, we're in South Florida. There's a lot of builders and developers out there. I know that our company, Signature Real Estate,
Right.
wanted to bring you in and speak with you today because we've had a phenomenal working relationship.
Yes.
We've sent a lot of business your way. And I know I can attest to the fact that you are ethical, capable, professional, and deliver a wonderful product.
Thank you.
So we're proud to work with you. Is there anything that you'd like to share that you think really separates you and gives you that edge in the world of construction today?
I would. South Florida is a fast-growing area, community, county, whatever you want to call it. Palm Beach County was one of the fastest-growing counties in the country, actually. There is so much, in a county, in an area that changes so much and is moving quickly and changing quickly, as you can see what's happening out there. I think the longevity of our company is very unique. So let me put it this way. I don't know of any, I've been here for 42 years. I've been in the business for 35 years. I'm a second generation builder. My father owned it before me. He's been retired for about 20 years. I don't know of any contracting company like our own who has built and remodeled over 2,000 residences, has 42 years in construction down here in South Florida, never been in litigation, never been sued for anything, has never had more than 3 or 4 items on a punch list, never been late for a closing. So these things, they run off my tongue and people hear and they're like, oh, that's good, oh, that's great. But if you think about what I'm saying, I literally do not know of any other contractor who can say what I said. So I think that alone sets us apart.
You mentioned never being late for a closing, and
Yes.
I think that's terrific. Let's see how your business can complement or augment real estate agents' business. As you know, Signature is one of the largest real estate companies in Florida,
Right.
one of the most successful. We're only successful because our agents are successful. What do you bring to the table in terms of your skill set or your business acumen that
Right.
could be helpful to realtors such as those at Signature or any other company for that matter? How can you help us as realtors either deliver better service or a better product to our customers?
That question is really perfect for what I have in mind. I think what realtors do is not easy. I think they have a lot on their plate. They have multiple customers, hopefully. They have multiple showings. They have a lot of information they have to keep in check and be accurate on. They have country club communities with HOA fees and all kinds of. They have to know so much about what they're doing to really be successful. And what I feel I can offer, and I do offer your company, Signature, and others, is that I can give you an additional tool to help you sell more homes. And that's really what it's all about. So what I'm talking about is and I know that you have experienced this yourself, if you, one of your agents perhaps, is showing a house, people are really, really keen on the property, and they get those questions like, can we extend this kitchen out about like 10 more feet? And we want to take that wall down. Can we do that? Where's the property line end? How much do you think it'll cost to retile this place? I mean, there's so many very few people will walk in and say, I love it exactly the way it is, where do I sign? So they want to make changes, and of course the agents are standing there, so who are they going to turn to? They're going to turn to them. Ben, please tell me, how much does a new kitchen cost? I mean, I don't expect the agents to know if this wall is load bearing or not. I don't expect them to know what permit fees might be, or do we need an architect or not. If your agent has a client who is keen on a house, they can call me, and I will not charge anything. I will go out and I will meet them, and I'll virtually help them sell the house. I'll give them ideas on how much their particular changes are going to cost. Maybe I'll give them better ideas, perhaps. I've been in business a long time, it's possible. And I can kind of inform them of making a good, sound decision on some of the things they want to do. Give them a price, give them an estimated price. Your agent suddenly has another tool. Now they're not just selling a home, they're selling a home, and they have a general contractor in their back pocket who can help them. So that in itself, I think, is pretty important and would help set Signature even further apart from the competition.
Well, I think that's a great value add because realtors should really not get into areas that they're not experts in. And when it comes to construction, whether it's electrical or plumbing, or as you mentioned, load-bearing walls,
Right.
that's not something we want realtors getting involved in. We'd rather someone who knows the insides and outs of that industry like yourself, and
Yeah.
that's very valuable. And I know a number of our agents have used you. They've referred you out for remodeling.
Yes.
We've even seen some people remodel their homes in an effort to sell their home, to try to sell it for more money. I always tell them that if you can sell your home for more than it cost you to put the investment in to do the work, then it
Right.
makes good sense. You want to make sure you can recoup as much of that as possible.
It does. Resale value is so important. And then, there's a whole other school that says, well, I'm not going to fix this up for the next person. So I may or may not get all the value out of it, but, there's something called quiet enjoyment where you may do something to the home that you especially will appreciate, and you may not get all the value out, but there's a lot to be said for that too.
It's funny how we see tastes change, especially in the world of construction. I remember back in the 80s and 90s, all the kitchens in South Florida
Right.
were white Formica,
Right.
white cabinets, white thermofoil.
Right.
Then everything in the 2000s went to the dark woods and the dark granites.
Mhm.
And now here we are almost to 2020, and everything's going back to the whites, more with quartz versus Formica, more with that shiny, glossy cabinet material as opposed to the Formica.
Yeah.
But it's just funny how
It's interesting.
the building trades, like the real estate trades, go through cycles.
It's like the life cycle itself. We start out on 3 wheels, then we get older and we get on 2 wheels, and then if you get a little older, you may go back to 3 wheels.
That's it.
It's everything comes full circle. It is interesting, and what's interesting to me is how fast whatever the trend may be spreads, because this is 2017. At this moment, whites and grays and the big 36-inch porcelain tiles and the white glossy cabinets and the contemporary flair or transitional flair is incredibly hot right now, and it has been for about a year and a half now. And I don't know how long that's going to go. The glass tiles and the backsplashes of the kitchen and things like that. It's a trend. I happen to like the look myself. Don't know how long it's here for, but
Are we going to ever go back to the 70s with the celery green refrigerators and the orange cabinets and the yellow countertops? Or is that day come and gone?
I personally would like to go back to the 70s, but I think for the most part some of that is definitely gone. Not so much in fashion, though. You see
Bell bottoms, sure.
all of this is coming back.
Oh, look at the cool shirt you're wearing. That could be
Right?
2000s, that could be 70s.
It-
Wouldn't have been so much the 90s, but it could have been either one.
I wish I had a crystal ball. I knew where things were going. It's hard to keep track of all the trends, and you're actually very good at it. You with a company as large as yours and as successful as yours. I'm sure if you don't stay up on everything, it's hard to keep up with your competitors or the market. Not too different from me, but if I had a crystal ball, I would say that we're in for some more good years ahead of us. I think the real estate business is still doing very well. The markets are doing well. The building industry is doing well. I hope it keeps going. I don't see it slowing down anytime soon, but you never know.
So for you in construction, obviously you're looking for customers that want to either build new or renovate existing. Is there an ideal type of a customer you're looking for? Do you prefer smaller jobs, bigger jobs? Do you like ground up construction? Would you rather remodel a kitchen? Would you rather do an office building? Would you rather do a house? What is your ideal, understanding you handle all types of construction?
I do, and it's a great question actually, because it doesn't necessarily matter whether it's a smaller job or a larger job or a residential or commercial job. Remodeling is difficult, especially when the people are living in the home or there are other tenants in a commercial space and you're working right next door. Always a challenge. But I would say the ideal client or customer for us would be somebody who has a firm understanding of what they want. Some people think they know what they want, but they really, when given more alternatives, or when they understand that there are additional choices that can be made, sometimes that's good and sometimes that's not so good. It confuses them. So
decisiveness is important so that you can actually do your job effectively.
you know what? The more informed they are, the more informed I am, and communication clearly is of the utmost importance. I would hate to do something for someone and it didn't come out exactly or as close to exactly as possible from what they expected. You know, so again, if they know what they want and they have a clear vision, they understand permitting, they understand perhaps the need for architectural plans. It's always beneficial to both parties, really.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Well, Gary, I've really enjoyed speaking with you today. I'm sure that our viewers have enjoyed it. Once again, this is Gary Slossberg with National Home Building and Remodeling Corp. And I'm your host of Signature 2, Ben Schachter, broker and owner of the Signature Real Estate Companies. Stay tuned for more great episodes. Thanks so much, Gary.
Thank you, Ben. Appreciate the time.
Appreciate.
Yep.